Hello, how are you doing? There was this poor man. And he went down to see the local priest. He went down to see the local priest, to ask him for a few quid to buy a pint of milk and a loaf of bread and a few things in the shop. So the poor man went up. The poor man went up to the priest's door, and he says he rang the bell, knocked the window, and he says, "Hello, Father. How are you doing?" And the priest says, "Hello, John." He says, "Hello, John. How are you getting on?" And the poor man asking for money. The poor man asking for money. He was missing an arm and a leg. He was missing an arm and a leg, and he was missing an eye. And the left hand side of his face, the left hand side of his face was all fallen. The left hand side of his face was all fallen because the left hand side of his face was all fallen because he's had a stroke, and he was missing a hand. And so the priest took a pity on him. The priest took a pity. He says, "Hello, hello, John. How are you getting on these days? Hello, John. How are you getting on these days?" And the poor man asking for money. The poor man asking for money. He looked like shit. He looked like absolute shit, warmed up, and he looked like he was in bits. He looked like he was in bits. And so the priest goes, "So anyway, John, how anyway, what do you call it? He goes, 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 anyway, John, how are you getting on?" And the poor man goes, well, Father, I'm doing an awful lot better. I'm doing an awful lot better. I'm doing an awful lot better, to be honest with you. And the poor man looked like shit. He was missing an arm and a leg, and he was missing a hand. One eye gone, on the left hand side of his face, down from a stroke. And he says, "Yeah, Father, I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better." So anyway, the priest says, "God bless you. I'll give you a couple of quid to keep you going." And next thing the poor man's minder, the poor man, next thing the poor man, next thing the poor man might, what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it? And the next thing the poor man's minder, what do you call it? 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 And the next thing, the man's minder comes up behind him. Uh, and the next thing, the man's minder comes up behind him. The poor man asking for money, and he goes, "What the fuck do you think you're? What the fuck do you think you're doing? Get out and clean that yard now. Get out and clean that yard now. Don't be asking that man for money." I thought that's my latest joke. You know?